Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope you all are fine. So now, students, I hope that everyone is ready for the new lecture, the lecture which I'm going to deliver. But before starting a new lecture, first I just want to tell you that in my previous two lectures, if you are having any kind of confusion, if you are having any kind of question, you want to ask anything, so kindly you can inbox me, you can ask those questions, you can share your problems with me. So I'm already available here for you in order to solve your each and every problem. But after the completion of your assignments, or when I just go through your assignments, so you did really well. But students, those students who are not giving me any kind of response, they are not giving me the assignments even. So kindly start working on your assignments, because in the end of this month, I'm just going to submit the report of those students who are not just taking these assignments seriously. So in the end of this lecture, again, I will assign you the new task, and that you have to complete it, that you have to complete before the coming lecture. So now, students, as we are now, we have just completed the first reading of the first unit. So today, the new topic which we are going to study, that is take out page 23 in your book, and take out page, like here after exercise, then in the grammar portion, the topic which you are having, that is the 4 types of sentences in English. Now, students, I think this is not a new for you, that what is a statement, what is a sentence. Sentence means which gives this complete sense, which gives this complete meaning, and which is having a subject, verb, and object. So now, students, as the topic is 4 types of sentences, but first let me tell you the difference between kinds of sentences and types of sentences. Today our topic is types of sentences, but now most of the students, they get confused in kinds and types. So students, keep in mind this thing, that total we are having the 9 kinds of sentences, and those 9 kinds of sentences are further divided into 2 categories. How 2 categories? That some of the sentences are judged on the basis of the meaning, and some of the sentences are judged on the basis of a construction or structure. So those sentences which are divided or which are judged on the basis of the meaning, so they are known as a kinds of sentences. And what are those kinds? That is declarative, interrogative, imperative, exclamatory, and optative. But those sentences which are judged on the basis of construction or a structure, so they are known as a types of sentences. And what are those types of sentences? That is the simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, and complex compound sentence. So this was a short introduction about the types of sentences, about the today's topic. I think the introduction that is now clear to you. So now let's move towards the simple sentence. Now students, I am just providing you a very simple, very easy key. Like no need to go through the detailed definitions, otherwise it will just make you confused. You need to learn few important things which are very easy, and then it will be very easy for you while analyzing the whole text, that which one is a simple, which one is complex, which one is compound statement. So here the first type of the sentence, which is a simple sentence. Now, what is the structure of the simple sentence? Always remember that in simple sentence, we will have the one clause. What do you mean by one clause? We will have the one independent clause. What do you mean by one independent clause? Means having one main idea. In one main idea, or in one clause, or in one independent clause, what are the main things which we need? That is, it should have a one subject and one predicate. So if you are having the one clause, means you are having just one idea, a single idea. Independent clause, it does not need any further explanation, it does not need any further clauses, so that is known as a simple sentence. Now, how you will recognize that either the statement is simple, compound, or complex? Here you can see the example. He plays hockey daily. Now, this is the example of simple statement. How? Why this is simple sentence? Because we are talking about just one idea. He plays hockey daily. The idea is clear. This is independent clause. We are not talking about anyone. We are just talking about he, and what he is doing. He is playing hockey day. He plays hockey daily. So now here we are having one subject, one predicate. We are having the verb as well, and we are having, if we just talk about the overall statement, so that is the independent clause. Independent means it can stand alone. The second statement, he is an intelligent boy. Again, we are having the one main idea or one clause. And the third statement, she lives in a small town. Again, we are just talking about the one simple idea. So these were the examples of the simple sentences. In order to make your mind more clear about the first type of sentence, you can just go through the book in which their definition is mentioned in your book. So you can go through this definition as well. And I will just pick one example from your book, like dancing is my favorite exercise. So again, like this is the one main idea, right? And we are just talking about the one activity. Dancing is my favorite exercise. Everything is clear. Like there is no need to have another clauses. There is no need to have the other independent clauses in order to give this the complete meaning. So dancing is my favorite exercise. Again, this is the example of the simple statement in which we are having the one predicate and the subject as well. Like it's not necessary that in a sentence we should have a subject. Sometimes it's a kind of simple sentences we are having, but they are not having any kind of subject. Like it's not necessary. Clear? Maybe we are talking about any one activity. Maybe we are talking about the two activities as well. Clear? So the example of the simple statement, this is the structure which has already mentioned in your book, that in simple statement it's very important that you should have a subject and you should have a predicate. Now, students, the second type of a sentence is that is known as a compound sentence. Now, students, just forget about this sentence. If I ask you that, what do you mean by compound? So, what do you mean by compound? Compound means two. So it means that compound statement in which we should have, like it's very important that in simple sentence we were talking about the one main idea, one clause, one independent clause. But as compound means two, so it means that it's very necessary, it's very important that in a compound sentence, what is the structure? What are the things that we will need? We should have a two clauses, which means that two or more independent clause or idea. Like in a compound sentence we may have a two, or we may have more than two independent clauses or ideas as well. Now what do you mean by two or more independent clauses? It means we are having more than two main ideas, right? Like in simple we have studied that we will have the one main idea, but in compound we will have the two main ideas. Now the two main ideas, what's the function of the conjunction? Conjunction means like which join two different statements, which join two dependent or independent clauses, two different ideas, two different sentences. So those two main ideas will be joined by a conjunction. And which kind of conjunction? Either it will be joined by a coordinating conjunction, or either they will be connected through correlating conjunction. Now through the example it will be more clear to you. The example of the compound sentence, that is, they are happy while we are sad. Now, students, you can clearly see that in simple, what we have discussed, we will have just one idea. But in a compound, we are not having the two ideas. We are not having the one idea. We are not having the one main clause. In fact, we are having the two main ideas. Like if just remove the conjunction while, and if I say they are happy, this is one idea. We are sad, this is another idea. But these two main ideas are combined together with the help of the conjunction while. So that's why we cannot say that this is a simple sentence, because in a simple we will have the just main one idea, right? So now in this statement we are having the two different ideas, and those two different ideas are already independent as well, but they are just connected through the conjunction while. So that's why this is the example of the type of sentence compound. Now the next example, you can see, we waited for long and at last she came. Again, in this statement, we are having the two main ideas, means we are having the two main clauses, and those two main ideas are connected together with the help of the conjunction and. Third example, she may sing or she may play the piano. Now, just if I remove the conjunction or, so again, clearly you can see that we are having the two ideas in one statement. She may sing, like this is clear, the idea is clear, this is the independent clause as well. And if we just see the second part of the statement, she may play the piano, again this is another idea, this is independent clause, like it does not need any further explanation. But if these two parts are connected together with the help of conjunction, and it makes a complete sense and complete meaning, so this is known as a, or this is a type of a compound sentence. Now go through the book. In your book, just see the first example. Jack Spread did not eat fat and his wife would not eat lean. So here again in one single statement we are having the two different ideas, right? And they are separated with the help of the conjunction and. So that's why this is the example of the compound statement. You can see the other example as well. The storm destroyed our squash, so we add eggplant instead. Again in one single statement we are having the two main ideas or two main independent clauses. So that's why it is the example of the compound sentence. Now, the third type of sentence is the complex sentence. What is the structure of the complex sentence and what are the things that we will need in a complex sentence? In a complex sentence, we should have one main idea and one or more dependent ideas. Now here we are talking about the dependent ideas, not independent ideas. Or in simple words, you can say that if in a sentence we are having the one main clause and one or more dependent clause, so it means this is the example of the complex sentence, right? How? Now through the example, it will be more clear to you. If we say they climbed the mountain whose height they did not know. Now students, here they climbed the mountain. The first part of the sentence is clear, which is known as a main clause. But the second part of the sentence, whose height they did not know. So we are confused. We are not getting the complete idea that they are talking about whose height. Either they are talking about the height of the building, either they are talking about the height of a home, of any other shop, of any other construction site. So we are not getting the whole point through the second part of the statement, which is whose height they did not know. So that's why if in a sentence you find the two different things in which the one main, we are having the one main idea or the other idea is not main, like it is not independent, balki if it is dependent, so it means that this is the example of the complex statement. The second example, she had a difficult childhood because her father died when she was very young. Now, how we will analyze this statement? She had a difficult childhood. This is the main clause. Okay, we are clear about the first part of sentence. But if I say because her father died, so just because of the word this, because of this conjunction, we are not clear about the second thing. If I just only say because her father died, so we are not clear about idea that what was the reason. And this third part of the statement, when she was very young, again here we are having the dependent clause. How dependent clause? If I say when she was very young, so again we are not clear about it, that when she was young, so yes, when she was young, so what happened to her, right? So by combining all these ideas together, so in this statement you can see that we are having the one main clause and the other two parts of the statement that are not clear because it is having a conjunction and we need more explanation in order to get the complete sense and the complete meaning. So that's why this is the type of the complex sentence. Now you can see in your books the first example in your book, because of the rain, the museum cancelled the picnic. Now, you can see the second part of the statement is clear. The museum cancelled the picnic. no need, like we just do not need any further explanation, like the idea is clear, the museum canceled the picnic. But if you just see the first part of the statement, so before slash, like they have put the slash after the first part of statement, which shows that the meaning is not clear by hearing this thing, that because of the rain. If I just only say because of the rain, and after that I just pause or I do not say anything further, so definitely you will get confused that because of the rain what happened, right? So that's why in this statement we are having the one dependent clause and the other part of the statement that is independent, it can stand alone. So that's why this is the example of the complex sentence. Now students, the fourth part of the fourth type of the sentence, that is compound complex sentence. Now, what do you mean by compound complex sentence? Like from the type, it is very clear to you that in this type, it means the two things are combined together. Like compound and complex, these are two different types. But if it combined together in a statement, so it itself make another type. So it means that it is a mixture of compound and complex sentence. How it is a mixture of compound and complex sentence? Like if in a sentence you found two main ideas, or you found one or more dependent ideas, or beside this, if you found two main clauses and one or more dependent clauses, so it means this is the example of the compound complex sentence. Now, how? For example, the students play happily as the teachers sit around, which is a pleasant sight. Now, here you can see the student play happily as the teachers sit around. This is a main clause. This is an independent clause. We are very clear about the first part of the statement, that yes, the students, they feel very happy when the teachers sit around. But just see the second part of the statement, which is a pleasant sight. Now, if I only say which is a pleasant sight, so you will not get the complete meaning that I'm talking about the which side, whose side, right? So that's why the second part of the sentence, that is dependent idea. Dependent idea means that we are in need to touch it with another part of the statement, so then it will give us the complete meaning. So that's why it is the example of the compound complex statement. Now see the second statement, they are arguing and we are only talking, which is a strange scene. They are arguing and we are only talking. This is a main clause. But if I just remove this part of the statement and I only say which is a strange scene, so again you will not get the complete meaning that I'm talking about which strange scene, right? So that's why the second part of the statement, that is dependent clause, means it is giving us the incomplete meaning, right? But if we combine this incomplete or dependent clause with the main clause, with the first part of the sentence, so then it gives us complete meaning. So now here this sentence, again it's a mixture of a compound and complex. How? That the first part of the statement, they are arguing and we are only talking, is a main clause, which is a strange scene. This is dependent clause. So now this is the example of the compound complex sentence. Now from your book, just take the first example. He went to the market because he needed more milk and then he made pudding. So now in this statement, again, if you just see the first part of statement, he went to the market, and there they had put the slash. So he went to the market. This is the independent idea. This is the independent clause. The meaning is clear that yes, he went to the market. But just see the second part of the sentence. If I just say, I only say because he needed more milk, so again, we are not getting any further idea about that. Why, for what purpose he need more milk? So the idea is not clear. And again, if I say, then he made pudding, so again, we are not clear. If I just only say then he made pudding, so again, we are not clear about the complete idea. But if we combine this one independent and two or more dependent ideas in a one sentence, in a whole sentence combined together, so then it gives us the complete meaning, and it is known as a compound complex sentences. So now students, hope that the lecture is clear to you. You can go through the definitions, you can go through the all the examples as well. So what is your homework till the next lecture? That on page 25 you have to solve this exercise by your own self. And how you will solve the exercise, that you have to go through the lesson again, and from that lesson you have to identify the different statements, that which one is a simple sentence, which one is a compound sentence, which one is a compound complex, and which one is a complex statement. So this is your homework, and this is your task till next lecture. And a very short assignment I am giving to you. What is that short assignment? Identify all simple, compound, and complex sentence in a second paragraph of the lesson His First Flight. This will be your written homework, means this is your written assignment, and the rest of the exercise which I gave you, so that you have to solve in your book. So kindly students, I will be waiting for your assignment, and I hope that you will do and you will submit your assignment before the delivering of my next lecture. So take care, and Allah Hafiz.